investors have this billion-dollar question. Which sectors will do well in 2022? Are you looking for the right sectors to invest your money? Hi friends, pinpointing the sectors which will do well in 2022 gives you a head start in achieving your financial goals faster. Hello and welcome. I am Prarthana from Clear, that is India's largest tax and financial services platform. At Clear, we have assisted 6 million tax filers so far. Do subscribe to our Black channel to support us and get to know about the best sectors for investment in 2022. Here's how our experts picked the right sectors for 2022. Our experts chose sectors that have outperformed a rising stock market over some time. To do this, we measured the performances of sectoral indices over 3 months to 1 year. We used the NSE sectoral indices such as Nifty Auto, Nifty Bank, Nifty FMCG, Nifty IT, Nifty Metal, etc. to determine sector performance. For example, Nifty Auto shows the performance of the automobile sector, which includes car and motorcycle manufacturers, auto ancillaries, heavy vehicles and tires. We gauge the performance of stocks within the stock market index. This table is showing constituent companies of the Nifty Auto Index. India's record stock market rally in 2021 made investors richer by Rs 72 lakh crores. The BSE Sensex scaled the 50,000 mark in January 2021 for the first time and then scaled the 60,000 mark within 8 months. The Nifty Metal Index skyrocketed by over 70% in 2021, beating all other indices. Metal stocks outperformed IT stocks for the first time in 5 years. And as economies across the world open up after lockdowns, the resultant metal shortages pushed up prices to multi-year highs. Stocks of industries involved in mining and production of steel, aluminium, and copper outperformed because of rebounding economic activities. China, a major player in metals, withdrew steel export rebates to control carbon emissions. It resulted in a rise in steel prices globally, benefiting the Indian steel industry. The next outperformer was the IT industry as the COVID-19 pandemic raised demands for digital transformation of businesses, OTT platforms for entertainment, and work from home helping IT services. The realty sector did well, boosted by increase in demand for affordable housing, lower interest rate by public and private lenders, which enticed people to take home loans, and good results by top companies in the realty sector. The power sector outperformed even as the BSE Power Index hit a fresh 10-year highs. The chemical sector, PSU banks and central public sector enterprises did really well in 2021. The table is showing sectoral performance in 2021. I hope by now you have understood which sectors did well in 2021. Comment clear if you are clear or drop your questions if any. Don't you want to know which sectors will do well in 2022? Experts are bullish on several sectors in 2022 and we will look into some of them and the reasons why they could be your next bet.
People have realized the importance of owning a home as work from home and the hybrid work model coupled with safety and hygiene concerns propel demand for affordable housing. Pent-up demand over 2 years as many people postponed home purchases along with lower home loan rates could propel the real estate sector in India. Work from anywhere culture, especially among consultants, tech entrepreneurs, big corporate employees, propel the purchase of second homes. Increased buyer confidence and incentives by developers supported residential real estate in 2021. Expect momentum to continue in 2022. Many pandemic weary NRIs are looking at spacious properties in India to reside rather than as investments propelling demand in this space. As per a real estate report, India's housing sales grew by a record 51% year on year in 2021. The housing demand is expected to continue in 2022. Affordable housing enjoys strong government support through the Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana for the rural and urban poor. The Indian textiles and clothing exports grew by 53% between April to November 2021 to around $26 billion. Domestic textile demand will bounce back as the economy opens up from COVID-19 restrictions while demand remains strong in the export markets. US restrictions on Chinese textile imports will benefit Indian textile exports even as domestic spinning mills add 2 lakh spindles every month. Pocketing even a 1% market share from China gives India a $10 billion opportunity in textiles. The government approved PLI, that is Production Linked Incentive Scheme for textiles in December 2021 with an approved outlay of Rs 10,683 crore for 5 years will boost this sector. However, India will have to push for free trade agreements FTAs with the US and the European Union to boost textile exports in the future. Expect credit growth to pick up in 2022 as demand for corporate and retail loans rise, which is good for large public and private sector banks. Large private sector banks focusing on corporate lending and large public sector banks with a similar focus will do well in 2022. The government has supported public sector banks with capital infusion of Rs 3.36 trillion over 6 years, and bank NPAs, that is non-performing assets, have eased to 6-year lows. Now, public sector banks have adequate provisioning for stressed assets, that is bad loans, along with better earnings to cater to rising loan demand. The year 2022 could lead to significant investments in the insurance space as the insurance industry focuses on innovation in pandemic stressed times. The LIC mega IPO expected in March 2022 will be a game changer for the life insurance industry in India as funds flow into this space. The COVID-19 pandemic has increased life insurance penetration in India from 2.82% in 2019 to 3.2% in 2020, which is at par with global levels. Many more Indians are purchasing life insurance, which will boost this sector in 2022. Housing finance companies will continue to do well as affordable housing demand rises in 2022. The Indian chemical industry focuses on agrochemicals, petrochemicals, specialty chemicals, polymers, and fertilizers. Specialty chemicals, which are used in the production of high-value goods, have seen tremendous growth in India in 2021. India ranks 4th in the world in the production of agrochemicals and also accounts for 16% of global dyes and dye intermediaries. Specialty chemicals account for 22% of India's total chemical market and are expected to be worth $64 billion by 2025. The US could impose export sanctions on chemical Chinese firms, which will benefit Indian specialty chemical producers. Many Indian chemical players have filed patents to improve their processes and can step into the space vacated by the Chinese firms. Many Indian specialty chemical players have 50% of their business coming from international markets, keeping their long-term growth story intact. Indian companies could spend $105 billion on IT in 2022, which is nearly 6% more than 2021, according to Gartner, a research and consulting company. Many IT firms which focus on cloud adoption and digital transformation could see a growth of 20% to 30% in 2022. The IT sector remains a major disruptor and massive recruiter in 2021 and will continue the trend in 2022. Drone technology, Internet of Things, artificial intelligence, semiconductors, and cloud computing remain the top focus. Keep an eye on metaverse, blockchain, fintech, and vertical e commerce in the IT space in 2022. IT sector revenues rose during the pandemic on the back of demand for digitization, which will continue in 2022. IT exports have driven 18.4% growth in India's services exports between April to 2021 December. Expect this growth to continue in 2022. The first is information technology sector. Look out for cloud, AI, digital transformation, and metaverse. Next, affordable housing. You should watch out for strong government focus. The next one is the automobile sector. Watch out for electric vehicles, batteries, and auto acceleries. Moving on to textiles, US restrictions on China is something you should watch out for. Chemicals, specialty chemicals could do so well. Moving on to the financial sectors, digital financial services providers are something you should watch out for. Moving on to drones used in agriculture, defense, and food delivery. Pharma and healthcare sector, watch out for antivirals, diagnostics, and testing. FMCG sector will perform if inflation stays low. Infrastructure sector have strong government focus. Moving on to the hospitality sector, watch out for revenge shopping and travel if COVID-19 eases. Lastly, the defense sector, Atmanirbhar helps domestic defense players.
Well, geopolitical risks such as Russia Ukraine tensions and Yemen's how the attacks on UAE could impair the performance of several sectors if crude oil prices remain high in 2022. Infrastructure will enjoy a strong focus in 2022 with heavy government support. Expect the focus on affordable housing to continue in 2022. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you have any queries related to investments, please comment below. We will address them as soon as possible. Stay tuned for more updates. Take care and goodbye.